we've seen Cofidis breaking a record in terms of, well, not a record, but a drought in terms of not winning a stage was 15 years, but one that's even longer is having a French winner of the Tour de France. And I mean, guys, yeah, we are in the Tadej Pogačar, Jonas Vingegaard era, but when do you kind of think if it's possible that this is going to happen? We've got David Gaudu, Romain Bardet, Lenny Martinez coming up. Thibaut Pinot looked like he was the closest for a while in 2019. How do you see France's chances in the next couple of whatever years, centuries, millennia?
I think Lenny is kind of the new hope, I think, because he is looking a very good rider, but the issue remains is that you have Pogačar and Vingegaard around, and you also have a user. And do I think that Lenny's going to be a user? Not at the moment. And their careers are going to coincide forever, pretty much. And there was a French rider who rides for the development team for Intermarché who won. Oh no, he was second up the Stelvio in the under-23 Giro. I can't remember his name, but that's maybe another name to throw in there. He did well on that one stage and then pretty much just kind of flopped the rest of the time. So I think this drought's going to last a long time. I reckon it could be more than 10 years before we see another one. But maybe Ewan, as a half Frenchman, token Frenchman, might have some insight.
So that rider he's called Alexis Faure-Prost. He's 19 years of age, which is the same age as Lenny Martinez. Take of that what you will, but I would say Martinez is probably the next best hope, but I don't see a chance. I think, as I described it the other week, it's like we're in a desert without water and we're trying to find that source of water, and you see that mirage, that sort of like fuzzy horizon ahead of us, and we keep thinking that, oh my God, the water's going to be there, water's going to be there. It's not there. Maybe Lenny Martinez, but I just don't quite know. Yes, he's going to be competing against Ayuso, against Uitebrooks. These guys are getting top 10s in UCI World Tour stage races at the moment. Evenepoel's only 4 years older than Martinez. 4 years older than Martinez. That's not that much. Pogačar's only 5 years older than him. You think about the age difference between Evenepoel and Hindley, it's about 5 years as well. Like, I think it's hard to imagine a French champion of this Tour de France. I think the time was 2019. We have to swallow that very hard, difficult pill with Thibaut Pinot. He said in an interview with L'Equipe this week that the best he ever felt was on Prat d'Albis in 2019. That was one of the Pyrenean summit finishes where he dropped everybody else. The momentum was in his court and he was there really fighting for the win. I think the time has come and passed for a French winner. And I think we're going to have another 15 years without one.
I mean, 2014, there was a double podium of French riders, but that's where Contador and Froome crashed out.
And there was a 7-minute buffer between.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So on paper, it looks amazing, but when you actually scrutinize it, it looks not so great.
2017, Romain Bardet was super close to Froome then in terms of timing, and also in terms of actual competition. He just lost too much time in the time trials.
I mean, said that they wanted a French winner when they were going to try and win with a French rider, and they brought on Kenny Elissonde. So we were all like, "Oh, it's Kenny Elissonde," and then no, it wasn't.
Yeah, could you just?
It could be Pavel Sivakov, but Sivakov, I don't think is there anymore. He's missed his mark, and now he's moving to UAE next year.
Yeah, we will get on the transfers and Ineos. Yeah. Do you think the only way that they're going to be winning is kind of if Pogačar and Vingegaard crash or something, but then you still have that, there's still like 4 riders below that as well?
Does Pogačar have any French heritage? Could he swap nationalities?
French teacher?
His mother is a French teacher.
Does that count?
But Pogačar himself doesn't speak French.
That doesn't matter. Just put a French flag next to his name.
Well, he lives in France. Well, no, he lives in Monaco. Okay, I retract that statement.
Oh, yeah. Sketchy ground. Whenever there's a French rider, so there are lots of good French riders. It's just that there's always 1 or 2 riders who are better than them. That's just the unfortunate thing. They always coincide with one of these Galacticos riders. It's a Froome, it's an Evenepoel. Especially right now, it's even worse. Back in the 2010s, it was mainly just kind of Froome, Contador that you had to contend with. And Like, but now you got like 3 or 4 guys at least, and 1 or 2 might crash out, but that's not going to be enough for you to get lucky to win. You're gonna need like loads of them to crash, and that's probably just not going to happen.
David Gaudu won the Tour de l'Avenir. He was seen as like, oh, he's the next big thing. Warren Barguil won every
Yeah.
single classification in the Tour de l'Avenir, and everyone was like, oh, this guy, he's it. And then his career's kind of fizzled out. I'm such a big Barguil fan. I wanted him to do so well, but yeah, not quite sure what happened after he moved to Arkea. It kind of went backwards.
He did it for the love of Breton cycling.
Yeah, I mean, I it's so bleak. Like, just when you think about it, like you guys said as well, Ayuso so young as well.
Out
But
the Brooks is coming through.
yeah, exactly.
You've got
It's non-stop.
Ayuso, Almeida, Pogacar at 24.
Yeah,
Evenepoel's
Yeah.
23.
There's probably some other cracked guy who's like 16 right now who we don't even know of.
Johannes Stanemittet.
Yeah, exactly. There's loads of them.
the other one, the Nordhagen.
Nordhagen.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like
Nordhagen.
the French are screwed.
Like, yeah.
Always more likely to win a Tour de France before France.
That's going to be the
To be honest.
from this.
Yeah, literally. They actually are. It's probably what UNOX are planning on doing. They're just going to kind of mock them all
apparently
over.
Jumbo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah. Jumbo is like, we are
Norwegian.
everywhere.
Can I bring up some corporate news?
Oh, is this that Jumbo are going to be tanked now?
So Jumbo, as we know, Jumbo are moving away from the Jumbo-Visma project. We spoke about this the other week, and that we now have potentially a new sponsor coming in. Richard Plugger and people at Jumbo-Visma have been talking about how they've been finding new sponsors and so forth. And the one that's coming through with the strongest link at the moment is Neom City. That might mean nothing to most of you guys, but Neom City is an urban development program in Saudi Arabia. It is also, I believe, the sort of corporate name for The Line, which was
Oh my God.
which was that big Neom City, is that what it's called?
I always thought that was just a meme.
So this is the corporate term for The Line, which is the big linear urban development project that's going to be a city within a big line through the Saudi Arabian desert, which is going to be linked up by one rapid transit system, one big long train.
That's pretty cool.
It's different. It's challenging, almost too challenging. It challenges indigenous communities in Saudi Arabia to the point where they're being forced to move out, which is bad.
Not so cool.
But the fact that Jumbo-Visma have openly said, oh yeah, they're like the strongest partner we have right now. But they're going to bring in serious moolah